indirect wages. Local vendor expenditures reached almost $9 million.
And there's nothing like working in town, and there's nothing like making movies in town, because people are working in our town.
A comedic scene with Alan Arkin and John Goodman took place right here on Hennessy Street.
They actually repurposed this lot to look like the Burbank Studios as it was in the 70s.
This year also happens to coincide with the 90th anniversary of Warner Brothers.
I'm proud to say that just about every one of those years, we've been producing films and television series since 1955, television series in and around Hollywood. We know that right here in our hometown, we have the best resources, we have an incredible talent pool, and we have great partners in the local governments, and they're all available to us right here.
Film crews, actors, and local vendors hope that many more movies and television series continue to be made in Hollywood. From Warner Brothers Studios, I'm Cindy San Luis for LA This Week.
The Made in Hollywood Award was given for the first time to The Artist, which ultimately won Best Picture at the last Academy Awards, and Argo, which was honored this award season by the Golden Globes, the Screen Actors Guild, and the BAFTA, also won an Academy Award for Best Picture of the Year. A child assault case has many parents who have kids in daycare in shock. As Rasha Goel reports, police are now asking for your help to give a voice to young, innocent victims.
The Los Angeles Police Department recently arrested 45-year-old Enrique Ramos, the owner of a daycare center, on 3 counts of lewd acts on a child. Investigators say that Ramos committed these crimes in 2008, 2009, and most recently in 2013.
Our victims are ages 5, and 8 years of age. And this occurred at Mr. Ramos' daycare center that him and his wife co-own.
According to the LAPD, the Cano and Ramos Child and Daycare Center is located in Boyle Heights and has been open for 8 years. Officials are now looking for the public's help to identify any possible additional victims.
We are asking for any child who was a victim of Mr. Ramos, who's pictured here on the billboard, to please come forward and report any incidents to the parents, teachers, or person of trust.
The facility has been temporarily closed, and Ramos's bail has been set at $1.3 million. In Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
If you have any information regarding this case, the LAPD would like you to call 323-342-8994 or to go into the Hollenbeck station to file a report. Bike lovers in LA are already gearing up for a big day in April, a day in which bikes, strollers, and skateboards push cars off the street and take over for a day. We're talking about the next Ciclavia event, and this promises to be the biggest one yet. Anna Marcos reports.
Imagine a world gone mad, bike mad that is. The bike craze is spreading in LA thanks to Ciclavia events like this one, which get people to step off the gas and onto their bike pedals, at least for a day. LA closed downtown streets and kicked off its first Ciclavia event back in 2010, and now city leaders are announcing their 6th and biggest Ciclavia yet, a 15-mile two-wheel road trip that will take bike riders from downtown to Venice Beach on Sunday, April 21st.
We're going to be reaching out to an entirely new neighborhoods with this one.
LA city leaders approved a master bicycle plan in 2011, and ever since, LA's bike network has continued to grow. So far, 123 miles of new bikeways have gone up for a grand total of 431 bikeways citywide.
I couldn't be more excited that LA, the city that's addicted to the single passenger automobile, the city known for smog, is now becoming known for bikes and bike corrals and Ciclavia.
The city has also installed 5,000 bike racks, but over the next year, get ready for more bike racks, bike corrals, bike paths, and bicycle-friendly streets.
What we're doing in Los Angeles right now with these bike paths is fantastic. I mean, to get out of the car culture that has dominated this region, it's over.
For some riders, bicycling has become more than an occasional Ciclavia event. It's become a daily habit.
I work in downtown Los Angeles in one of the high-rises. I keep a folding bike in my office and use that to get around town. I also commute by bicycle a couple days a week from my home up in La Crescenta.
You bike all the way from La Crescenta to downtown LA?
Yes, I do.
I'm part of a bicycle group. They're called the East Side Riders. We're out of Watts.
This new breed of bike riders has already left LA freeways behind as they pave the way to a greener, more smog-free way of wheeling around town. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Ciclavia bike riding events began in Bogota, Colombia 35 years ago to encourage greener forms of transportation and a healthier lifestyle. Ciclavia events have now spread to cities around the world. For more information on bicycle events, visit la-bike.org. And hand in hand with the city's bicycle movement is the movement to create more green space for people to enjoy. And part of that movement is the city's 50 Parks initiative. And this week we bring you the opening of the 8th park in that project, the 97th Street Park in South Los Angeles.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Bunton Powell not only led the Pledge of Allegiance at the ribbon-cutting ceremony at 97th Street Park, he and his sister will also be using this park a lot now that it has opened in their South LA neighborhood. The opening of the park at 554 West 97th Street is part of the city's 50 Parks initiative, a public-private partnership that is committed to adding 50 parks, or a total of 170 acres of new park space, to the city of Los Angeles.
We're building 50 parks in LA to put parks in the community for the very reason these kids playing behind me. So we can hear laughter where there wasn't any before, where we can see greenery where there was cement before, so we can bring hope.
The 50 Parks Initiative program is not about size, but about providing green space and recreational opportunities to communities identified as most in need.
We unfortunately are a district that has the least amount of green space citywide, and the more that we can eke out a median to turn into a park space or a foreclosed lot or any place that we can provide access for our children, we feel good about it.
In fact, a quarter of the 50 parks are under an acre in size, but big on amenities like fitness equipment and playgrounds for kids.
I think it's very good for the kids because they're able to have a safe environment to play in, and while the parents could exercise, the kids can play.
While the parks may be small, they all include safety features like automatic time lock gates, as well as environmentally sustainable features like LED lighting and drought-tolerant plants. And it looks like if you build it, they will come. And the hope is more kids and their families will come and enjoy this neighborhood treasure built just for them. This park was built with the collaboration of the city's housing department and Department of Rec and Parks, as well as the LA Parks Foundation and First 5 LA. And even though the program is called the 50 Parks Initiative, to date, 53 sites have been identified for inclusion in the program. One man's mission has become a lifeline for 1 million people annually. Rasha Goel has more on an organization being recognized for 40 years of giving back.
For 40 years, the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank has been feeding those in need. To commemorate its 40th anniversary, LA Councilmember Tom LaBonge declared February 20th as Los Angeles Regional Food Bank Alleviate Hunger Day.
Food Bank Day, that's it. Just to remember this day and others. And know that one person started it and made a difference.
That one person was cook Tony Collier, who in 1973 founded the organization that would one day be known as the LA Regional Food Bank. In its 40-year history, the organization has served 1 billion pounds of food to the hungry in LA County.
We're serving 640 other charitable agencies throughout Los Angeles County, food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, youth programs, senior citizen programs, and through these agencies and our food bank programs, we're reaching 1 million residents every year.
Currently, the food bank has 106 employees and thousands of volunteers.
A lot of this food that comes in from from retailers, manufacturers, farmers, and growers needs to be sorted and handled before it's ready for distribution.
Last year, 32,000 volunteers came out to help at the LA Food Bank, but officials say they could always use more help. And in the meantime, as 2013 starts, they have a list of 40 things that we can do to help out, which include donating online, hosting a virtual food bank, talking to our kids about hunger in America, and participating in the food bank's backpack program.
Growing up, my family fostered, so I really from young on I was kind of raised in an area we were trained to give of ourselves. And now that we don't really do that anymore, I like to look for areas where I can still kind of get that gratification and get the kind of feel good helping out, helping the community.
And it's that desire to give back that keeps organizations like the LA Regional Food Bank afloat year after year, ensuring that our family, friends, and neighbors don't go hungry. In Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
1 out of 6 people in LA County still experiences hunger. For more information on the 40 things that you can do to help on this 40th anniversary or to find out about volunteering, visit lafoodbank.org. A new flyaway shuttle stop, as well as a $1 increase at an existing station. City leaders seek a special designation for a former World War II detention station. Also, the Los Angeles Press Club celebrates 100 years. These stories and more in City Beat. A former detention station at risk for being developed into a housing community could instead receive a historic cultural monument designation. The Los Angeles City Council has unanimously supported a motion by Councilman Richard Alarcon to seek the designation from the Cultural Heritage Commission for the Tuna Canyon detention site located near the area of the Verdugo Hills Golf Course in Tujunga. At the outset of World War II, following the attack on Pearl Harbor, the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service took over the former Civilian Conservation Corps camp at 6330 Tujunga Canyon Boulevard and transformed it into the Tuna Canyon Detention Station for Japanese Americans considered enemy aliens. The soon-to-be newest flyaway airport shuttle stop at Expo in La Brea will charge passengers a one-way fare of $7, with an introductory rate of $6 during the first 6 months of its run. The Los Angeles Board of Airport Commissioners approved the fare in anticipation of the new LAX flyaway bus service between the Metro Rail Exposition Line rail station at La Brea Avenue and Los Angeles International Airport. Meanwhile, the flyaway fare between the Van Nuys bus terminal and LAX has gone up $1 to $8 for a one-way ride. The new fare becomes effective July 1st. More info on the flyaway bus service can be found at lawa.aero/flyaway. Venice's Linney Canal Park recently cut the ribbon on a new playground and shade structure at the corner of Linney Canal and Dill Avenue. The canopies were installed to protect children using the park from direct sunlight. The protective canopies have been privately financed by the Venice Canals Association under the leadership of Mark Galanti, Renee Kaplan, and Nadine Parkos. Councilmember Paul Krikorian honored the Los Angeles Press Club and Council as it celebrates its 100th anniversary.
Since that time in the century that's passed, the LA Press Club has advocated with, fought for, and stood alongside reporters and the organizations that have worked to ensure the vitality of the Fourth Estate.
The Los Angeles Press Club kicks off its centennial celebrations by also honoring former Press Club president and current District 11 councilmember Bill Rosendahl with a roast and toast on April 25th. Rosendahl was the former host of a long-running public affairs program on Adelphia Cable and was instrumental in reviving the club during his tenure as president of the Press Club in the 90s. And it's a birthday of Tinseltown proportions. At 93, he may be small, but he casts a huge shadow on the annals of Hollywood movie history. Anna Marcos takes us to a very special party in Hollywood.
Hold up the...
Pint-sized Jerry Marin celebrated his 93rd birthday with an oversized lollipop. The actor, best known as one of the Munchkins from the Lollipop Guild in the 1939 movie Wizard of Oz, held court as dozens helped him celebrate at the legendary restaurant Musso and Frank Grill in Hollywood. And Marin was in top Munchkin form.
I represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, man, I lost my voice. We wish to welcome you to Moso Franco. Goddamn, this thing is heavy. Jesus Christ.
Lots of fans, both young and old, dropped by, including this tiny munchkin.
Hello there. Can I kiss your hand?
It's very touching. It's very important because I grew up with Wizard of Oz, and it's a classic movie, and my daughter watches it too as well. I always grew up with the Tin Man and the Courage and the Lion and the Heart.
Did those bats scare you? They scared me. They still scare me today, those bats.
I was a little more afraid of the
the little monkeys. The little monkeys, they weren't bats, they were monkeys. God, I can still see them. Where are they? Because there was nobody like the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild.
Councilmember LaBonge, not a munchkin. But like everyone else who meets the legendary Lollipop Guild icon, LaBonge has become a fervent fan. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Marin is the last surviving male Munchkin member from the Wizard of Oz movie, although 2 women still remain. Marin is also known for his appearances on Battle for the Planet of the Apes and Seinfeld. Southland senior citizens prove that having fun never goes out of style. Cindy San Luis takes us to the 6th annual Senior Snowball.
Senior citizens from Councilmember Jose Huizar's 14th District were treated to a formal dance and dinner at the 6th Annual Senior Snowball at the Westin Bonaventure Hotel in downtown Los Angeles.
For me, this is a day that I look forward to each and every year because I value and treasure our seniors in Council District 14.
It's a popular event with the seniors too, with about 800 in attendance.
For a lot of these seniors, this is their one dance that they look forward to each and every year, and it's a great time.
Music was provided by Chico, a popular East Side band, and the dance floor was packed.
As old as I am, I still like to dance.
Free prizes were raffled off throughout the night.
The first raffle item is a toaster.
Councilmember Huizar is thankful to his constituents for helping to make this event a success and to help celebrate the seniors.
Businesses throughout my district pitch in to make this event possible. There's a lot of heart in this room when you come celebrate this event each and every year.
It's wonderful for seniors because that forces us out when we would be sitting at home doing nothing.
The seniors danced the night away in appreciation. I'm Cindy San Luis for LA This Week.
Members from 22 senior clubs located in downtown's Little Tokyo community, as well as Boyle Heights, El Sereno, and Northeast Los Angeles, attended the event. In this week's list of things to do, former photographers from a bygone LA newspaper discussed their old photographs, free tax prep assistance, and an exhibit on African American soldiers in the Civil War. When the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner newspaper folded after publishing its last issue on November 2nd, 1989, the staff photographers moved on and the images were donated to the Los Angeles Public Library. Now, 23 years later, the LA Central Library at 630 West 5th Street downtown is hosting a reunion of former Herald-Examiner photographers on Saturday, March 9th from 2 to 3:30 p.m. The photographers will recall their time on the Herald-Examiner and share some of their favorite photos. The event is free and open to the public. Reservations are not required. Doors open at 1:45 p.m. For more information, go to events.lapl.org. Council District 12 is offering free tax preparation assistance at the district's Community Service Center on 2 consecutive Fridays, March 8th and the 15th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Community Service Center is located at 9207 Oakdale Avenue in Chatsworth. Appointments are required and you must bring certain documents. For more information or to schedule your appointment, call 818-882-1212. Commemorating the 150th anniversary of the American Civil War, the California African American Museum is debuting an exhibit on Sunday, March 10th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. that features remarkable photographic portraits of African American soldiers and sailors who took part in this epic chapter of our nation's history. The exhibit, which will run through mid-April, will feature large format reproductions of original antique photographs housed at the Library of Congress in Washington. The California African American Museum is located at 600 State Drive in Exposition Park. More details can be found by going to caamuseum.org. And that's a look at some upcoming things to do. Who says it doesn't snow in Los Angeles? Some animals at the LA Zoo got their winter wonderland as the zoo celebrated its annual snow days at the zoo. Children fixated as they press their faces into the fence. It's not every day their favorite animals decide to come out of hiding to frolic within eyeshot of their adoring fans. And it could be all because of the snow.
What's really awesome about the snow today is normally the animals are asleep and you can't really see them, but because there's snow, the animals are excited, and so it's fun to see them playing in the snow.
The bear is normally hiding somewhere sleeping. Maybe if you're lucky, he'll be up at the top and you can get to see his backside or just a little patch of fur. But today he's so excited about the snow that he's out and he's rolling around, and I feel happy for him. I think he's glad for the snow. Maybe LA's a little hot for him sometimes.
The Snow Days at the LA Zoo is a 2-day weekend event held annually at the zoo to give some of the zoo's cold weather residents their own winter wonderland. This year, the American black bear, the Sumatran tigers, and the seals had their habitats transformed into a snowy playground. And zoogoers loved it just as much as the animals.
We decided to come down to the zoo since we have a pass, and we happened to come along snow days, and it's perfect, wonderful. Weather is nice, not too hot. The animals all out, and good to see the bear in the snow. It looks very, very cool.
And with the animals out in plain view, zoogoers could not resist snapping rare photos of their favorite animals strolling, eating, and just enjoying a snow day under the bright LA skies.
You don't get a chance to see these animals in your daily life, so just to have such close contact with animals from all over the world it's an eye-opening experience.
Besides the winter habitats, kids and their families also enjoyed a photo op and a meet and greet with the Snow Princess and her wintry friends at the Snow Days event. And that's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ellen Chang. A reminder that you could catch us online at lacityview.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.
우편 투표는 편리합니다. 누구나 우편으로 투표할 수 있습니다. 투표지는 선거일 저녁 투표소 마감 시간까지 접수되어야 합니다. 투표 뒤에 기표하고 봉투에 넣은 다음 뒷면에 서명하고 우편으로 발송합니다. 이처럼 간단합니다. 더 이상 기다리지 마십시오. 오늘 바로 우편으로 투표하십시오.
Hi, I'm Nina. This is my daughter Miranda, and we live in Silver Lake. We love the cultural diversity of Los Angeles. You're watching LA City View, Channel 35. Our city, our channel.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, March 5th, Election Day. I hope that everyone votes. We cannot tell you who to vote for, but we can ask that you do vote. Madam Clerk, I believe we have a quorum. Would you please call the roll?
Alarcon, Buscaino, Englander, Garcetti, Weezer, Carrasco, Corrigan, Labange, Parks, Perry, Reyes, Rosendahl, Zion, Wesson, Timmer is present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay, first order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Weezer moves, Englander seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Zion moves, Reyes seconds.
Mr. President, today is Tuesday, and now would be the time for the flag salute.
If everybody could rise for the flag salute led by Mr. Buscaino and Mr. Rosendahl.
Put your right hand over your heart and say after me, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For all, absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Buscaino and Mr. Rosendahl. Let's go through the agenda. Justin, let's go through the agenda.
Items 1 and 2 are items noticed for public hearing. The Department of Building and Safety reports that item 1Q may be received and filed inasmuch as the lien has been paid.
Okay, let's receive and file that item. Do we have cards?
Yes, there are cards on items 1 and 2. Okay,
next set of agenda items.
Items 3 through 7 are items for which public hearings have been held.
Okay, specials members, Mr. Weezer.
Number 3 for an amended motion, please. That will be circulated shortly.
Okay, for Mr. Weezer, number 3 for an amending motion, Mr. Labange.
Just a quick shout out on 7. 7 special.
7 special. Okay, let's vote on the remaining items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, what did it stick that time, or was I too fast? Okay, I'm just checking on you. Okay, the next set of items.
Items 8 through 12 are items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes required for consideration.
Okay, without objection, those items are now before us. Do we have any cards?
Cards on items 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Okay, well, let's, specials members, let's vote on the remaining item, which is it item 12?
Yes.
Okay, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, now that's much faster. All right.
Mr. President, that takes council to presentations or items called special.
Mr. Labange, was it you for a presentation or?
Mr. Rosendahl.
Oh, you, Mr. Rosendahl, it's you? Are you ready with your presentation?
We're never ready to get rid of Yachty. Yachty's too good of a guy to get rid of, but it is.
Mr. Rosendahl.
Yes. This is a presentation, folks. Come on up all over here. All of our dear friends who are friends of Yachty Hashimani. Just get all around this great guy. Is that you, Jane Usher? Wow. Okay. You go first. Let me put you on this side, Tom. You
got it? I'm over there. You're over here.
Yeah.
You got it all.
Look at this nice group of wonderful people. Hi. Have you been, sweetie pie? Oh, lovely. Lovely. Very good. We'll line up.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. President. You know, there's a gentleman standing here by the name of Yachty Hashimani. Say how you say it? Hashemi.
Hashemi, that's right, that's right.
Because I have Margaret Hashemi-Najad, so we had our connection there over the years. And Mr. Labange, who's been absolutely incredible with transportation issues, and I are doing the presentation to somebody who's made a huge, huge difference in our city. And you're the fellow. Let me read you what we wrote, folks, in our plaque. Where's the plaque? Okay, it's a beautiful plaque. Everybody signed it. There you go, like that. Okay, and here's what it says. Anyone who has been fortunate enough to work with Yadi quickly realizes how well he works with community groups. He's attentive, responsive, patient, and thorough. Yadi is always admired and respected. He is truly an incredible talent. Yadi is passionate about people. Your passion for people is genuine and real, and I love that. People can feel that energy, Yadi, and it's a positive energy. Yadi is always admired and respected. Your passion about the democracy, and you're a champion for social justice, which we love. Yes, come on, let's applaud this guy. Yadi's passion is evident in so many of the grassroots efforts that have occurred in and around this building, from his involvement in the Charter Reform Commission that brought forward the system of neighborhood councils to his active role in supporting Occupy LA. People matter to Yadi. Their ideas matter. The discourse and ultimately the democracy matters to him. It's music to my heart. It's the passion that we have in common. And you're caring, you're an engaging demeanor that has endeared you to all of us. Yadi served this city with an excellence that we all should strive to achieve. I know that he will continue to serve this city well in the next chapter of his life outside of government. And I might also add, folks, that he's still working in the government to the very end. When you retire, you're still going to come back and help us with some of the issues in Venice. And people love you in Venice because of your integrity and your decency. And when a Jane Usher can stand in here and feel the pleasure of how great you are, it's terrific. And everybody here in this group, you can see, loves you. So it's a great honor and privilege for me to tell you, Yadi, love you, baby. Look forward to continuing to work with you in various ways in the future.
I'll be there.
Mr. Labange.
Okay. So, Bill, you covered it all, but Mr. President, I happened to stop by his testimonial in Chinatown. And it was so impressive because not one, not two, not three, not four, Mr. Weezar, not five, Mr. Reyes, not six, Mr. Zion, not seven, Mr. Park, but there were 8 council deputies there to salute this guy, which tells you the key of success, as you know so well, Mr. Wesson, when there's a team of people who care about their function and their job, they make it happen. And I got to tell you, I was so impressed that you're married to Pauline Chan, because Pauline Chan is the #1 traffic calming deputy for the Department of Transportation in every neighborhood. If you want to solve Pauline Chan.
With your young child.
We all know in this chambers, if you have a problem with a motion, you need it redrafted, you call 1-800-AVOC. But if you have a problem in a neighborhood, you call 1-800-Pauline Chan, and things happen. She was well ahead of all this stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
Well ahead of all this stuff. She was the visionary, but I can see where she got it. Because she's got a soulmate here who's a great guy. So Yadi, congratulations. We're proud of you. You got a great team of distinguished people who stand here, and I'm just proud to know you were a great city employee. And there's nothing like great city employees who serve the City of Angels. Give a big hand for Yadi.
Wait a minute, Mr. Rosendahl. Mr. Weezar.
Thank you. I just wanted to repeat some of the, well, I won't repeat it, but let me say, Yadi, we've enjoyed working with you. Every time we've had an issue in our district, you were there paying attention. Not only did you ensure the work got done, but you worked well with the community in doing that. And I saw the rapport you had with a number of community members. Thank you for your work. You've done a job well done. You are an exemplary employee for all of us. So congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Mr. Reyes.
For the past 20 years, I have worked at different levels of the council as a deputy, planning deputy, then chief of staff, and now as a council member. And I can say, Yadi, you and the team behind you Pauline, all of you have made an amazing difference in my district, in the 1st District. Folks sometimes complain too many stop signs, but every time we have traffic calming, we save a life. There's so many kids crossing the streets, so many issues because of densities. It is really a life-changing environment, and you play a big part of that along with the amazing crew you have around you. So I know how hard you work. There are times where you're working late at night. I know the lights are on at midnight, 1, 2 in the morning to make sure that event occurs, and no one really understands the little sacrifices the whole team has made. So thank you for your hard work. Thanks to the team and all of those that are not even here, the ones that are behind you, making sure it happens. So congratulations. It's been an honor and a pleasure working with you. Thank you so much.
Mr. Zine.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to also offer my congratulations to you. I see your co-workers, your family, friends, Julie Butcher, SEIU here supporting. Obviously, you've had a lot of impact, a lot of people over the many years that you worked for the people of Los Angeles. While traffic continues to grow, we try to counter that with measures, and you've been instrumental in trying to counter those measures. So congratulations. Enjoy that retirement. Well deserved. You've done a great benefit to the people of Los Angeles. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Again, congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I'm humbled. Thank you so very much, council members. It has been an honor serving along the side of my great friends here with the City Department of Transportation. We are a better department today because of the work that many of our folks right here today have done over the years. We have changed the department gradually. We are a much better department today. Our priorities are right today, and it's been because of your leadership and because of what these many are no longer young, but since their young days, they've been fighting for reform, for making it a better department, and we are there now. So I want to thank you all for that. It's election day. I also want to urge everyone to go out and vote. We have a great city. It's a very young city, very young. 120 years ago, there were about 15,000 people living here. And just like a young person growing up, we need to be changing fast with time. We need, if I may say, it's been 12 years since we did charter reform. We probably need another round of reforms. If nothing else, the level of participation in the city is very low. We need to find out why. We need to come up with remedies. And the city workforce, if you remember during the time when you were dealing with the budget crisis, there was one element that had to do with reducing costs by furloughs and by laying people off. But the other element had to do with reorganizing the city workforce so that it would be more efficient. And we haven't heard much about that in recent months. And we should make that a priority for the next two candidates that are going to be fighting to become the mayor of Los Angeles. I thank you all very much.
No, congratulations to you.
I might say that his comments are coming from the heart, and he will continue to be effective. In fact, he's agreed to continue to work in some of the issues in Venice over the next few months. Even though his retirement is real, he will continue to finish that project. That's a real leader. That's a guy who really cares about community. And you might be right about more charter reform. I'm the one who's always said the election should be held in the even years. And the bureaucrats have never agreed with me, and I'm convinced we would have a bigger turnout if it was done more properly. Maybe someday this city will wise up and do it on even years rather than odd years. But you are an amazing man. We love you. We thank you for everything you've done for this great city and continue to do.
Again, congratulations,
Mr.
Yadi.
President, just one last thing. Not only Venice, you're invited to the top of Mount Hollywood. There's a nice bench and a nice tree. Put your feet up and look over this great city and enjoy and love Los Angeles. You do. Yadi, a big hand now, man.
Mr. Wizar. It's my understanding your amendment's been circulated, so
yes.
Let's move to item 3. So let's prepare to vote. Madam Clerk, let's open the roll. Item 3. Open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes. That's adopted as amended.
Okay, now we will go to item 1. There were cards on item 1. John Walsh and Mr. Dude. John Walsh and Mr. Dude. Mr. Dude. Mr. Dude. You're being called. Item 1. No, you're closer, I want you to go.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Walsh.
Well,
Hollywood
this is a
Highland.
great come and get it day. And everyone's invited tonight to Eric Garcetti's party at the Avalon
Let's
Ballroom.
stay on the subject.
More about that later. HollywoodHighlands.org. Remember, our endorsements are up here. This is number 1, and we 100% endorse item number 1. Go to our endorsements. HollywoodHighlands.org.
Mr. Dude.
I'm only going to speak 1 minute. You can put it 1 minute. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to Garcetti's party. I'm going to do a fashion
Stay
show.
on the subject.
Health, hearing, prospects, appeals to the Department of Building and Safety. Yeah, I'll be safe at the party. Don't worry. I'm wearing Catalina shorts on my head.
Okay, let's prepare to vote on this item. Let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Let's now go to item 2. I have again Mr. John Walsh and Mr. Dude on item 2. John Walsh, followed by Mr. Dude. Item 2.
Item 2, 100% in favor of item 2. Get that in your mind, folks. And remember, all homeless are invited to the Avalon tonight.
He's
for
not
Eric
talking about this
Garcetti's
item.
party. Hollywood Highlands.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Mr. Dude.
I only wish to speak 1 minute. Yeah, well, go ahead and give a vacation to Shadow Street because I'm going to be at Garcetti's party doing
No, stay on the subject.
fashion show.
Stay on the subject.
The subject is the election. I'm running for...
It's not the subject matter.
Oh.
That is not item 2.
Oh, vacating. I don't think you should give a street a vacation, ever. Don't give vacations to any street. Give vacations.
Okay, let's prepare to vote on this. Let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Item 8. Donna Pearman. Dick Rippey. John Walsh. Please come forward, sir. Yeah, you're first. Just come on. Item 8.
Item 8. President Wesson, distinguished members of the City Council, my name is Dick Rippey, and I am a board member of the Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council. I come to you today to thank you for placing Council File 110983 on your agenda and hopefully your approval on this item. I not only represent the Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council, but also 540 stakeholders who signed a petition to officially name Porter Ranch. The postal zip code 91326 was changed in 2008 from Northridge to Porter Ranch. The stakeholders feel passage of this name change will complete the identity of our community. We have had community support with no opposition from anyone or any neighborhood council. We have complete support from Mitch Englander, our councilman, Council District 12, and his staff. Please don't disappoint the Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council or the 540 stakeholders who signed the petition. I hope you will agree and give a yes vote on this file. Thank you for your time and hopefully your approval.
Ms. Pearman.
I'm Donna Perriman, part of the Derek Vallejo fan club. Anyway, I think it's about time that you do call this Porter Ranch, because people have been calling it Porter Ranch for years. I mean, in fact, I don't even know anything but Porter Ranch. So I think it's about time. It shows also like you should be opening up video conferencing in Van Nuys. So it shows that you care about the valley. So yes, of course you're going to call it Porter Ranch. It's a no-brainer, folks. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Walsh, HollywoodHighland.org.
John Walsh, and also the front page online. Of course we're for Porter Ranch. I'm just curious, who is Porter? You know, I like to know what a name is. Is it Mr. Porter? Is it Ms. Porter? Is it Fred Porter? Or is it a Porter like, you know, that wears the white suit that helps you out? I want to know exactly what I know what the word ranch means, but I don't know what the word Porter means. But it is the most Republican area, and they deserve their own area, just like, you know, the rest of us deserve our own area. So see you all at Eric Garcetti's
Stay
party.
on the subject.
HollywoodHighlands.org.
Mr. Dude.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I can answer his question. Porter stands for reporter. Reporter. The ones that report everything wrong, so people are stupefied into being homeless.
He is not talking about this item.
Well, okay, at Porter Ranch, all the horses have a home, right? At Porter Ranch.
No, you're not on the subject.
Okay, you can name it any...
Mr. Dude, you have to speak on the subject.
I know. We are trying to
You are
name
not.
Porter Ranch. We're trying to give it a name which already exists. What is the big deal? Why do we have to make such a big deal at a place where all the horses have a home? It's called Porter Ranch, and the people do not. You see what I'm saying? You got a bunch of homeless horses over there? No, you got homeless people. You don't have homeless animals.
His comments are better reserved for general public comment.
I need a ranch for the homeless, not for the horses. And call it anything you want. Porter, reporter, anti-porter, super porter, supporter, etc.
All right, Mr. Englander?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank Dick Rippey and the entire Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council. We've been working on this for a long time, and a lot of people are actually surprised to hear Porter Ranch has not yet been officially named. And what's so important about naming a community, and here in a megapolis, that gives the people a sense of community. It's important because, and what's fascinating to me is when we all go out to schools, I often talk to little kids and say, what city do you live in? And they say Porter Ranch, Granada Hills, Northridge, Sylmar, Chatsworth, wherever that might be. And I said, well, what city is that? They said, well, it's Porter Ranch or Chatsworth or Northridge. They have no idea that it's actually in the city of Los Angeles. But it gives people a sense of purpose, a sense of civic pride, to care about the community, and identification, which is so important. And Porter Ranch, which is very unique as well, this is not only a place where it's an epicenter of disaster, where we've experienced the Northridge earthquake and our annual fires and winds that we have, certainly right down the street where we had one of the worst and horrific train accidents we've ever seen in the history of this country. Porter Ranch is a community that actually comes together to help, to get involved, that runs towards danger and help each other. It's a very sympathetic and empathetic community that cares for each other. And so this is critically important that we give this identity, and I want to thank Mr. Parks for hearing this in his committee and pushing this forward as well, and urge all of my colleagues to vote yes on this and support Porter Ranch. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's, Madam Clerk, open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Mr. Labange, you want to take up 7?
Thank you very
Item
much,
7.
members. I just anytime there's an earthquake issue, just like to take a moment to be prepared. Preparedness. This is Mr. Padilla's bill, Senate Bill 135.
which is to have an early warning system for earthquakes. I asked for an aye vote, but preparedness is key. And make sure your deputies inform our constituents, as Chief Ronnie Villanueva is here, will tell you preparedness is the key to success in any emergency. Thank you.
Let's prepare to vote on this. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Mr. Buscaino for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Joining us today in council chambers is one of my ledge deputies, John Larson's family, Mr. and Mrs. Reynoso, Annie and Louis Reynoso. Louis is a proud graduate of Cathedral High. Annie, born in Arizona, moved here as a teenager for a better life. Louis, born in Los Angeles, raised by a single mother who fled the violence of the Mexican Revolution. Grew up on the streets, played football for Cathedral, served his country in the Army, stationed in Germany during the Korean War, moved in Whittier in 1957, raised 5 kids and numerous grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Thanks, Channel 35, for getting the view of them. We welcome you to City Hall. It's great to be joined also by John's mom as well. Good to see you. Thanks, and welcome to John Farrar Chambers.
All right, Mr. Reyes.
Every time I hear a Cathedral Phantom, I got to stand and salute. As a fellow Phantom, I'm very proud to have Cathedral represented. I'll give you a shout out. Thank you, Councilman Buscaino.
Mr. Weezar.
Well, whenever
you started, Mr. Buscaino.
Whenever I hear my rival high school named here, I went to Salesian High School. We still salute you and welcome to Chambers. Oh, you see that? They went like this, Mr. President. I don't think that should be allowed in here when Salesian High School is named.
Mr. Levon.
I just got to stand for the Phantoms because Cathedral High School was our first cemetery. And if you go to New Cathedral, where my parents' new Calvary Cemetery, where it is, it's New Calvary, because they moved everyone off that area. So that's why they're the Phantoms. They're special. Let's have another great hand for this very special guest. Go Phantoms. And Mustangs. Hey, Mustangs, take a ride.
Look, now we're going to move on before somebody else pushes their button. We're going to do item 9, called special for cards. Donna Pearman, John Walsh, and Mr. Dude. Donna Pearman. Come on, it's item 9. Let's go. Donna Pearman, let's go.
Number 9. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is converting the Pico branch library to an all-digital library. I don't really see what's the point of having an all-digital library. I mean, is this the point where people will forget how to read a book? So I don't like this idea of a digital library because I don't even believe in doing too much digital because it's bad for your eyesight. It's known people to have, I know if I'm on the computer very long periods of time that I get very sick, and I don't know, it's just said Pico branch because they're a fancy town over there, probably in West Los Angeles, I'm not sure. But anyway, I don't believe in digital libraries, so that's all I'm going to say. I believe in books. People should read books. That's an old-time thing that should never go away. Books should never go away, and we don't need a digital library. Thank you. And reopen Van Nuys video conferencing.
Mr. Walsh.
John Walsh, blogging at HollywoodHighlands.org. Go to our voter guide if you haven't voted. Remember, no on Prop A.
No, stay on the subject.
Now let's talk about the all-digital library. I love the LA library, but as she said, why should it be all digital? Remember, the library is in LA, the place where the homeless get to wash, get to clean, and I'm not against that because you give them no services, so they use the library. And I just like to say, as far as the library, come to Hollywood. people sleep in the library. They have to sleep there. They dress, they shower, they do everything in the library, in the men's room and the ladies' room. Fine. But I'm saying now, if you, for the two things they can't get at the library are all-you-can-eat food and all-you-can-drink alcohol, which they will get at the Avalon Theater tonight at Eric Garcetti's party.
No. Mr. Dude.
I was telling Donna that, an old digital library is cool, but Mr. Welch is right. You should go let the homeless go sleep there and shower and do all those things. But I also pointed out to Donna that out of a digital reading, you can print it out, and you'll have your text, you'll have your book, and you'll have savings of space, which we don't really need. We have too much space, but we don't know how to distribute it. You got most people homeless because they don't even own the place where they live. They live in these pigeonholes called apartments. And, you can have a digital library, and all the knowledge in the world is not going to help us until we all have a home. We are stupid.
All right. See no one else on the queue. Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 10 calls pleasure for cards.
Okay, we have Mr. John Walsh. Item 10, followed by Dollhouse Dude, I believe.
Was that too much for Herb? John Walsh, HollywoodHighlands.org. If you haven't voted yet, go to our voter guide. This concerns the fire department. You've been seeing commercials saying that if you vote against Prop A, you're not going to get fire services anymore. No. The fire people aren't going to get raises anymore. That's what it's about, gigantic raises. This concerns furnishing the community room at Fire Station 82. I want you to know what they do with the community room. They prepare dog food to serve to black people. That's what they
President,
do.
This is not about this item.
Is that disruptive?
It's not about this item.
Is that a disruptive?
He is not talking about this item.
That's what we're talking about. The fire department and their budget. The budget is for a community room. The community room there's no use for a community room, and all they do there is prepare dog food for black people. HollywoodHighlands.org.
Mr. Dollhouse Dude, you are out of time. You took all your time already. So thank you. Sir, that's it. No more time. Okay, Councilor Labange.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Chief Ronnie Villanueva is here. Chief Vidovich is here for the fire department. Members, as you know, in the bond program, it provides for new buildings. And this new fire station, which happens to serve Mr. Walsh's area, does not provide the funding for the appropriate furniture. Because of 1290, our funds that are set aside for the Community Redevelopment Agency, the Council District 4 has applied money so there could be a community room, and this fire station is equipped to help and serve the people of the community. But this, in the future, will be part of the community program. That was the plan for the fire department and their new stations, and it will serve everybody. And I apologize for the constituent who made those comments, Mr. Walsh, because that was not what this was intended for. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Labange. Seeing no one else on the queue, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That moves forward. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 11 calls pleasure for cards.
Mr. Walsh, come on up. Okay, passing and out of time as well. Okay. See no one on the queue. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Next item, ma'am.
That takes council to general public comment.
Okay, general public comments. We have Donna Perlman. Please come on up. Donna Perlman, are you here? I don't see her. Let's call up Bobby Cooper. Bobby Cooper, are you here? Followed by Daniel Gus. Mr. Cooper?
Yes. My name is Bob Cooper, as you know, and I've been coming up here for 3 years now, trying to get in my business. I'd appreciate it if you'd sign one of these council members or somebody to me to help me get into my bank accounts. Because what they're doing illegally, now they've stolen every machine that I owned in that building, in my business. Just stolen. You know, nothing legal, no red tag or nothing. Just go in there, take everything, board it up, and that's it. That's illegal. I'd appreciate it if you people would please get out of my bank accounts. Let me into my bank accounts. They went in there illegally. You know, they put in fraudulent deposit slips, and then they steal everything that I have, close my accounts. They not only do that, they not only close the account, but they reopen it and then laundry my own money through there, my own insurance proceeds. I'd appreciate it if I wouldn't have to come up here. I don't like coming up here. Please. My wife is scared to go back to work. She's scared to come back to the building. They got my whole family intimidated. I come down here and you people don't hear nothing. You know everything that happens in the city. You know, especially the legal part of it.
Mr. Gus?
Good morning. Wow, what a day to make a difference. I want to thank Dennis Zine for being a city leader. Mr. Zine is running for controller, and he does what he says. If only everybody in official capacity does what they say they do. Dennis Zine is a real leader, and I am absolutely proud to support him for controller. I do believe we need a breath of fresh air in the mayor's office, and it's a chance for a socially liberal, fiscally conservative man named Kevin James, a former federal prosecutor. Give Kevin James a chance. Get him into the runoff. Jose Segala and CD13. Boy, oh boy, what a loss. What a tragic loss we had yesterday at the Animal Services Commission. Kathy Reardon was pushed out by a bully in the mayor's office named Jim Bickhart. As you know, Mr. Bickhart is on probation for posting horrible things that the public should do to homeless people in Venice. He kept his job. Mr. Bickhart sleeps in Animal Services Commission meetings. You've seen that. Go to YouTube and see Mayor Villaraigosa's sleeping deputy. And you'll watch Mr. Bickhart sleeping. And yesterday he got rid of one incredible commissioner named Kathy Reardon. I know many council members are distressed by this. Kathy Reardon doesn't just know the city laws, she knows the state laws. She uses her amazing house for humane purposes. And she's a great public servant. Kathy Reardon stays up overnight the night before commission meetings to make sure she gets the facts down. And in some really weird thing, before Election Day, Jim Bickhart says whatever Jim Bickhart says and pushes out a great servant to the city. And what a tragic loss. What a tragic loss for a great public servant. I hope whoever's the next mayor will reinstate Kathy and show Mr. Bickhart the door. We have had enough of this man, and it's just tragic. Come on, let's do the right thing. Good luck, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker, John Walsh, followed by Dollhouse Dude.
John Walsh, blogging at HollywoodHighlands.org. If you haven't voted, and go to our endorsements. Garcetti is out campaigning. He's not here. Zine is here. Vote for him. and Perry is out campaigning. Okay, this is what I want to tell you. I have made reservations for Garcetti's victory party. The party is at the Avalon Theater nightclub in Hollywood on Vine Street, directly across from Capitol Records. I have made, and I've sent it out to the media, 99. That's the maximum reservations. We are asking every homeless person in Los Angeles, and even Orange County, come to Hollywood. Go to the Hollywood Vine Station. It's 2 blocks from there. We are going to fill. We are going to have 1,000, 2,000. Dollhouse Dude is our leader. 2,000 homeless people, and you have reservations. There will be TV cameras. If you want to stop, and this is a liberal, if he wants to arrest people who have reservations, do it in front of the cameras. I'm telling you now, Dollhouse Dude is sending the word out to the homeless. Everybody, the homeless will know. When you come there, you will be allowed to go in because you have a reservation if you mention John Walsh's name or Dollhouse Dude's name. You will have all the alcohol, free alcohol you can drink, along with the white people who are running this party. You will have all the food you want. The whole world is coming to Hollywood and Vine, to the theater. It used to be called the Hollywood Palace. Lawrence Welk used to perform there. Eric isn't here. He told people he's afraid to come to the meeting because of John Walsh. And if you can't control John Walsh, you sure as hell can't control the city of Los Angeles. HollywoodHighlands.org.
Thank you.
I can control the city of Los Angeles. All I need is money. You know? Cool dude. If you vote for me, I'll give you $1. If you vote for me, I'll give you $1. I'll have all the homeless voting for me 10 times each. You know how many signatures I'll get? Hundreds of thousands, millions. I'll just give him $1. Then I'll borrow it back and give it to another homeless guy. See, virtual money. You don't need all the money. Cindy Gruhl and the other 2 dudes running, Garcetti and Perry, you don't need millions of dollars just telling each other you're a crook. You broke the city. You're a crook. You broke the city. They're spending millions of dollars calling each other crook, and they are crooks. They're finally telling the truth. And I'm telling you the truth. If we find a way to provide housing for everyone, we will not be singing these stupid songs that we sing all the time. Like, you know, all your useless agendas, all your useless. We do need services, but we're not getting it. I can't even get my teeth fixed. Huh? 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 Wanna see? Huh? I'm your best candidate because I'm not a crook like you. I will accept donations only on a homeless basis, not on a campaign basis. I have only spent $500 of my food stamp money to run my campaign. Now, how clean is that? That's pretty darn clean. And most of my food stamp money is always gone to other people because I know how to get food. There are some poor idiots over there that cannot provide for themselves.
Thank you very much.
Just for the record, requesting campaign donations in City Hall is illegal.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. You are now disrupting the meeting, please. Ms. Perlman, yes, come on up.
Okay. This is Donna Perriman, so I walked out. Anyway, first Noel Weiss for DA, not Nooch. Nooch wants to confiscate guns. That's not good. Dennis Zine for controller. Yeah, Merriam just convinced me on that because he's the best choice. Joyce Pearson for CD3, no on A and B. A will affect everybody. All the taxes, everything will go up. Eric Garcetti for mayor. We don't need to print lies to get votes. Bring back video conferencing. Don't let Matt Dowd win. Nobody was here because he was cussing, and he said that to get rid of the women. He didn't. The city council owes the San Fernando Valley Van Nuys video conferencing. You gave us that so we'd not succeed, so we can have our voices heard. Whoever becomes mayor, Eric Garcetti, Jan Perry, or Wendy Gruhl, you would not have won without the San Fernando Valley. Especially Wendy Gruhl, largely depends on the valley. Make it top priority and fund and largely encourage the city council to reopen video conferencing so you care about the valley. Make it reopen it first thing. Councilman Koretz, you'll probably win. We don't need to come downtown to see our council members. King Weston has you behind ropes. We don't see you, we see your staff. You needed the valley. Bring back the video conferencing. Dana Zine, when controller, find fraud and abuse on the council, enough to bring our video conferencing back. If you win, the valley voted for you. The city council and the mayor need the San Fernando Valley. Vote for Eric Garcetti, who doesn't need to print half-truths and private information and outright lies to win as mayor. Eric Garcetti for mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Our next speaker, George Kazarian. After George, Michael Hunt. Mr. Kazarian, George Kazarian, are you here?
Yes, George. George.
Mr. Hunt. Ms.
Come on, George. Where are you going? Get with it, George.
Ms. Aldos.
Come on.
Hi.
Mr. Kazarian, please.
My question is, all councilmen and the mayor, I wanted for help my foundation, non-profit organization. 47 years I work for low-income people. I give food, clothes, furniture. I hire 155 people, new job. And then I follow up everything for low-income people. Until Montebello, until all Los Angeles area, I give food, clothes, and hire people. Now I am 91 years old. I know every room. I want to, with Section 8 government, almost is done, open up Section 8 for low-income people. Too many units. Every 2 years, 30 unit, 40 unit. I want to open up. My foundation is going to pay. I don't want to pay money from city. I give money city. That's what I am working. I want to know why councilmen no help us, foundation. I want to pay attention. Mr. Tom LaBonge last week, for my friend, he work for me. Today he's sick. But now I bring other people. I want to know why no give activity. Tom LaBonge said good speaker, very good speaker last time. I want to give us activity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Michael Hunt. I'm sorry. Did you submit a card? Mr. Hunt, come on up. Can you have the gentleman submit his card if he wants to speak?
Thank you, guys. I'm here in City Council today. Bill, congratulations on you walking. I'd like to congratulate Garcetti. He threw up the triangle, so you know he's going to win in the contest. Wendy Gruhl, you're good too. Dennis Zine, congratulations. You'll probably win state controller. Other than that, everything's good in my hood. If the 11th district can give me a call to find out who's going to be our new council guy, and you guys just have a great evening.
Okay, we do have Ohain Mohammed.
Good morning. I am speaking here on behalf of MAK George Foundation, and he asked me to be here today with him. I am a volunteer. For too many years, we are helping, hundreds of people, poor people in Hollywood. And, this association doesn't have enough money, to buy food and stuff, again, for those people. And that's why he bring, some special here. He need, for his association, a small parking. It's situated, somewhere, in Hollywood. And maybe he can talk later with Mr. Labonge to get, this parking, to rent it, for some people, they can leave, their car like a night, parking or something like that. And we can use it, for our foundation to help, those poor people. Because every day we have more than 200 people, men, women, kids, poor families, and we feed them, like yesterday we got more than 250 people. And please, thank you very much.
Well, thank you. And then just so that you know, I know several officers have spoken with Mr. George Kazarian, and it's been hard to understand what he wants or needs. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm assuming the facility is in Councilman Labonge's district?
Yes, sir.
So perhaps no? Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming down.
God bless you.
Okay, we have Yvonne Mitchell-Autry and Marissa Castro-Salvati. Yvonne Mitchell-Autry, are you here? Please come on up. Followed by Marissa Castro-Salvati.
Thank you for an opportunity to speak. This is really uncomfortable here. I don't know why you have this partitioned. But let's see, 2 weeks ago there was an item on the agenda. I'm still commenting on the funds that were allocated for Homeland Security. I think that there's a campaign to use the money to incriminate those of us in the community, which I've repeatedly stated, who are simply exercising our freedoms to expose injustice, to our freedom to expose police brutality, defending those who have been victims of racism. Again, we are not terrorists. We are not the problem. The problem is the corruption that's in the system. I object to those monies being used to surveil and to harass and to stalk, whether it's funding black ops, special ops, secret police. I object to these witch hunts, which I've been victim of many, many, many times, simply because we're threatening your status quoism, whether it's in the regentrification process of this city and downtown area, which I encourage as long as all of the constituents are given equal representation. I also object to that money being used for torture of individuals who you consider a problem, who you consider troublemakers, and that torture does involve illegal covert civilian experiments, microwaves, ultrasound, lasers. People who are still speaking out are being tortured, and this is illegal. I think it's the military and the police, and I know you all are aware of it, back problems, neck problems. I'm a licensed and certified Japanese shiatsu masseuse as well as a yogini, and I know the symptoms, and I know that this country's government is aware of how these people are being subjugated simply because you're doing population control techniques or mass manipulation experiments to see how people can be mobilized or controlled
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Or influenced. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Marissa Castro-Salvati. Good day, ma'am.
Good morning, council members and staff. My name is Marissa Castro-Salvati. I'm with Southern California Edison's Local Public Affairs. I just wanted to introduce myself to all of you that I am the new representative for Southern California Edison's Local Public Affairs. Some of you may know me. I'm a former commissioner for the city of LA. I was part of the taxi cab commission, but fortunately had to resign at this time. So I wanted to just make sure that I introduce myself, and you will see me probably more often here in council chambers, and I will try to connect with each and every one of you in the future. So again, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. That does conclude public comments. Seeing no more cards. Councilor Labonge, I understand you have an item before us.
Thank you very much, members. Mr. City Attorney, will you direct me? Should I make this right now? You speak first.
Thank you, Mr. President. Item or Rule 16, motion number 51, which has been distributed, is acceptable as a Rule 23 motion after consulting with Councilman LaBonge. Since the posting of today's agenda, the California Highway Patrol has requested that the City Council offer a reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the suspect of a hit-and-run incident that occurred February 17th at 11:35 a.m. at the Zoo Drive entrance to the Golden State Freeway. A bicyclist was severely injured. Immediate action is required to apprehend the suspect for the safety of the community. Council must first make findings pursuant to Government Code Section 5494.2 before considering the substantive motion.
So let's open the roll on the findings. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Now the item is before us. Councilman.
Mr. President, yesterday with the California Highway Patrol at the John Ferraro Soccer Complex in Griffith Park, we had a press conference and to try to get the public's attention and help in being aware of a van, beige in color with a for sale sign in the rear, etc. The CHP thought it would be very helpful in conjunction with the City of Los Angeles. Although the victim was on the city street at Zoo Drive, it ended up over almost 600 feet from the intersection where the cyclist was dragged underneath the car. He did lose his leg. He has several injuries he has to overcome, but we do want to get awareness out, and the CHP asked for this. Also, his mother was there, and his uncle and his mother expressly spoke of the great care that their son was getting at USC County in the emergency medical system there, which I wanted to mention. So I ask for an aye vote, members, on this unfortunate, tragic situation.
Okay, seeing no one else on the speaker queue, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That item passes. But be forthwith. Okay, Madam Clerk.
Council has motions for posted and referral.
Posted and referred.
That clears the desk.
Members, any announcements?
So we have greetings here from 5 lads from Australia who are here. They're all firefighters. They're being hosted by Isaac Burks, my deputy here, a former firefighter himself. We got Clint, Rocket, Disco, Troy, and George. And they got some kangaroos outside that they're going to bring in later. But we welcome them, some of even military personnel who've served in Afghanistan. Please welcome this great delegation from Australia.
Welcome, Councilor Rosendahl.
Yes, today is election day. Make the democracy work. Go vote. Thank you.
Okay. Everyone has that similar thought. Make sure we all get out to vote. Any other announcements? Okay. Let's stand for adjourning motions. Please, everybody in the chamber, stand for adjourning motions. We'll start here. Councilor Buscaino.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes. I have two. First, colleagues, I ask that we adjourn in memory of Esther Trutanich, longtime San Pedro resident and mother of our city attorney Carmen Trutanich. Esther was a community staple, a devoted Catholic, so much that she gave so much to the church. She lived right across the street from Mary Star of the Sea Church. Esther was a mother of 7 children: Nina, Rose, Victor, Carmen, Andrew, Dominic, and Andrea, grandmother of 15 and great-grandmother of 12. She was preceded in death by her loving husband of 60 years, Andrew Trutanich, and will be greatly missed by all who knew her, including her caregiver of the last 8 years, Lucy Mazzilli. The visitation will be held at McNerney's Mortuary in San Pedro on Thursday, March 7th from 4 to 7 p.m. A funeral mass will be offered this Friday at Mary Star of the Sea Parish at 10:30 a.m. To Esther, may she rest in peace, and of course to Nooch, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. May she rest in peace.
Councilor Zine.
He ran for city attorney, which is approximately 4 years ago, and very, very close to his mom and his family, and just a wonderful lady that did so much good for the community. I spoke to him the morning when he got word of her passing, and it was a very, very sad time. While she's 92 years of age and had a great life. Anytime you lose a mom, it's so close and dear to your heart. So our thoughts, prayers, wishes go to Nucha and his family. If you can also please include me on that signature box for the condolences. Thank you.
Thank you. Another one, Councilman Mosqueda.
Thank you also, colleagues. I'd like to ask that we adjourn it today in memory of Ralph John DeMeglia, who passed away February 22nd of natural causes. He was 92 years of age. Ralph was born in San Pedro October 11th, 1920, the youngest of 3 children. After graduating from high school in 1939, Ralph attended Compton Junior College and played on the football team there. In 1942, he was awarded a scholarship to play football at Notre Dame, fulfilling a lifelong dream from boyhood. In his first semester at Notre Dame, he injured his knee during football practice and had to return home immediately to have surgery. And after recovering from surgery, he remained in San Pedro and began work in the family business, Ocean Fish Company, and continued to operate many years with his brother Stanley. He married his love, Jeannie, on June 8, 1946 at the St. Gabriel Mission and remained married for 63 years. Ralph spent his years as a devoted husband and father to his wife and 4 children. He loved to take his children to the beach, ride his bicycle every Sunday, and play cards at the Elks Lodge with his friends. He was a parishioner at Fort MacArthur Catholic Church and volunteered as an usher for many years. He was honest, trustworthy, humble, and respected by all. Services for Ralph, colleagues, were yesterday morning at Mary Star of the Sea Church in San Pedro. He will truly be missed. May Ralph rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mosqueda. Any other adjourning motions? Councilman Parks.
Thank you. I would like to ask that we adjourn in memory of Luana Floyd, who was born July 1st, 1916 in Oklahoma and passed away February 19th, 2013. At the age of 19, she decided to venture out of Oklahoma and move to Los Angeles. Soon after arriving in Los Angeles, she met Kitty Pace, and together they formed a young woman's social club that's named the Bonafide Girls. She found a church home by joining Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church under the leadership of Reverend Wade. Soon thereafter, she met and married her husband, Theodore Floyd Sr., in 1945. Through that union, they had 2 children. They were born Theodore Jr. and Michael Robert Floyd. Both Theodore and Theodore Jr. preceded her in death. Luana was an excellent cook, and when she turned 93, one of her greatest days is she was able to vote for the first African-American president of the United States, Barack Obama, and she was proudly displayed her voting stub. She went on to say that with God, all things are possible. She's survived by her 2 sons, Michael and Gerald Anderson, and a host of family members. Her services were held Saturday, March the 2nd.
Thank you. Any other adjourning motions? I do have one. I'd like to adjourn the memory of Ted Petsoras. He passed away the morning of March 3rd. Ted Petsoras was an amazing community advocate in the Pico Union area. He was the major pillar of the St. Sophia's Church. Many have gone to the Greek Festival in the Latino Byzantine corridor. He, along with Father Bacchus, played a tremendous role in forming the business investment district to that corridor. But if you've ever been to that cathedral, it'll rival any cathedral in Europe. It's a beautiful facility. It has been one of the landmarks in the city for decades and has been able to develop a relationship with the local community in all its diversity. And Ted Petsoras, who worked so hard during the Greek Festival, throughout the weekends, was just an amazing person. We will miss him. He died suddenly of a massive heart attack on that morning. And my heart weighs heavy, knowing all the good he has done. And my condolences to his family. I know the whole parish and St. Sophia's behind him, as well as the communities of Pico Union and Westlake, knowing all the good he did with the Latino Byzantine corridor. Councilor Rosine.
I am shocked to hear that Ted passed away. I know him and his wife, and very, very active in the community and at the church. I remember when Uncle Frank from Jimmy Kimmel Live, the security officer, he was at the services at Christ the King Church, and Ted, I thought, was in very, very good shape. I'd been to the every year at the festival. Last year, judging the dance contest, Ted and his wife were so instrumental, so involved in that every single year. And they came down and met with me after the festival to see what we could do to assist them. And I know your office has always been very helpful, but just a shock to so many people that hearing that he passed away, may you rest in peace. Just a wonderful man of the community, Ted.
An amazing person. Councilor Labange.
Yes, this is the guy who makes it happen in the community. This is the guy, as Mr. Reyes, I think both as a deputy and as a council member, he was your spark plug for the area, and Father John is very special there, but it was Ted who did the follow-up. He made that festival come to life. He was involved with everything. He would come to the ropes and invite all of us to the Greek events in the center part of the city that rivals the events in your district at the Greek church in Northridge. So this is, every day's a blessing. And he just dropped like that. I'm talking about his services are Friday night and then again on Saturday this week. Ted Petzoras, a great, great person, sorely missed.
Okay. Thank you so much, Councilor Labange. With that, this meeting is adjourned. Don't forget to vote. Have a great day.